as Kieran said, I'm Lucy O'Toole from Hot Press, and it's lovely to be here in the Grand Social, which is all. And this is the last night of the Up Close and Personal series, which has been amazing to be a part of, like celebrating all these different classic Irish albums over the years, you know. And if you haven't been to any of the other ones, what we're going to be doing tonight is we'll be listening to a few of the tracks from the album. Yous are welcome to sing along if yous like. And Damien's going to be giving us insights, and he'll also be playing a few of the songs as well himself. And like as most of yous here will know, Seize the Day was released over 18 years ago now. It came out on Clear Records through Sony in 2003, which followed the release of his debut album, They Don't Teach This Shit in School, in 2000. You know, Seize the Day, it features Sinead O'Connor and Brian Eno and a load of other legends. It went 2 times platinum, and it won 2 awards at the 2004 Media Awards as well. And it also kind of marked the first time that Damien worked with John Reynolds, which kicked off a kind of musical relationship that's kind of carried out throughout his career for nearly 2 decades now. So if you would like to join me in welcoming Damien Dempsey to the stage now, if he's ready. How are you feeling?
Great.
Yeah?
Brilliant.
God, yeah.
Great to be back.
I'd say. But to be revisiting this now after over 18 years, this album in particular. How does that feel?
18 years. Well, I'm just happy I'm still alive and I'm still playing music.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, like, this was kind of your second album. Like, what was the kind of headspace like after release of the debut and then kind of running into the making of this one? Do you know?
Yeah, Howie's by the way. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I suppose the first album sort of disappeared without a trace, you know. It didn't do too well, you know, and I thought I was going to disappear as well. But just by chance, I done a show, a TV show. Liam O'Malley had a TV show. The name of it now escapes me. But it was down in the studio in Bray, outside Bray, Ardmore Studios. Yeah. And it was great. Liam was great. He's a magical man. He's something else, you know. He's a legend. And I was on that show with him, and not long after, he asked me to come on tour with him in the UK, support him all around all the cities, you know. And it was amazing to see the Flowers. What a band! My God, you know. There's not. Well, I haven't seen many better bands in the world, and I've seen lots of bands, you know. Incredible, and I learned a lot. And then in London, we went down there, and Brown and Gallagher was there, great friends of the Flowers, you know, and we all went to a pub in Notting Hill, you know, the night before the show in Shepherd's Bush Empire, and Brown said, we're going to a party in this fella John Reynolds' house. And I said, yeah, sound, let's go, yeah, sound. And went along, and Brown said, this is John, you know, it was Notting Hill up about 4 flights of stairs, and I'm very shy, you know, I was in the party and lots of people there didn't know, so with a bag of cans, and just went to as you do, a bag of cans. Classy, you know, and I just went in the kitchen, put them in the fridge, you know, placed them lovingly in the fridge, and just stood in the kitchen watching the fridge, you know. And John was making food. He's a great chef, cook, you know, for everyone making food in the kitchen. So I just stood there and just got talking to him. He was making food. Everyone else was out at a big table. They all knew each other, you know, all talking away. So I was very shy. So I just stayed in the kitchen there, watching me cans, and and talked to John, and we just had a bit of crack, you know, with John, and lovely fella. I saw, and he had all these on the wall, these what was it, the sort of certificates on the wall for he was a karate man, you know, and my brother was the same with kung fu, you know. So we got talking about the martial arts and all, and so we hit it off good, and that's sort of. I said, I'm playing the next night, you come to the gig. I didn't know he was a musician or, you know, a producer, you know. And he'd done all Sinead O'Connor's albums, but a lot of the early ones, and played the drums on them and that, you know. I had no idea who he was, so I just got on with him. And he came to the show the next night, and I said, have a look, see what you think, you know, I'm a singer myself. And he came along, and I saw him in the bar afterwards in the Shepherd's Bush Empire, and I said, what do you think? And he says, tell you the truth, I couldn't really hear you, the sound was that bad, you know. Yeah, he said, I went up to the sound man to try and get you a better sound. I said, it's fair fucking play to you. Fair play to him. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And then we went on to an after show party then, and someone said, you know, there was a guitar going around. Give Damon do a few songs, and I got the guitar and started lashing out a few songs, and it was great. The whole place started vibing off it, and I just remember the fella crawling over on his hands and knees, like coming over towards me and going, oh, bollocks. Here's the drunk now, gonna ruin it. I'm having the people are enjoying it now, you know, I'm getting a great buzz here. After having a bad sound in the Shepherd's Bush Empire, this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh, geez, we're nearly gonna go great. Off. And he crawled over his hands and knees and just stopped in front of me. And I was playing away, and it was going. And he was headbanging. I was going, and he looked up. It was John Hurt, the actor John Hurt.
Jeez.
Hell yeah, pal. And anyway, I sort of gave the guitar to someone else. I'm gonna have a jar. Come on, this is a sing song. So, come on, let's all have a go. You know. Yeah. Went to the bar, and then John came over to me. You know, John Reynolds. That was brilliant. And then I went back to Ireland, and about 3 months later, I got this call. I had no mobile phone, you know. I wouldn't have one for about 10 years. I hated them. They were driving me mad. They were. I threw a few in the liffey. They were fucking driving me mad. So I was just on the house phone. I just got this call. Hello, Damien. It's John. He's gone. John, how are you? Hello. Hello, it's John. Yeah. You're at my house in Notting Hill one night, you know. I was going, oh Jesus, yeah. I was going, what the what's he ringing me for? Yeah. Did something go missing out of his house? I thought, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, pal. Oh yeah, I have a studio in my bedroom. Do you want to come over and record a few songs? Go, studio in your bedroom. Okay. As a winner. So I went over and he had it in his bedroom. He had a studio set up, and I just stuck down about 14 songs. And I went home. Then I done it to a click track. I went home, and then he sent me a CD about a week later, and I had Brian Eno, Sinead O'Connor playing on it, and Caroline Dale, one of the best cellists in the world. And I just stuck it on and just broke down crying.
Nice.
So that was I think it was about 27 then.
Jesus. Yeah.
And then since the album, then you know, things picked up, you know, and it was a lot easier, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's how that album came about, you know. Seize the Day.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to play the opening track then.
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna play Negative Vibes, the first track. Yeah.
Sing along. Yeah. Well, son.
How does that feel, kind of hearing a room singing to you when you're not singing yourself?
It's amazing. And just to listen to what John done with just me and the guitar, you know.
Yeah.
You got like Claire Kenny, who's an incredible bass player, you know. She's with the Indigo Girls and Amazulu and Shakespeare's sister and all. Claire's amazing, you know. Just melodic but heavy dub bass player as well, you know. And Justin Adams who plays now with Robert Plant, you know, and John, John's incredible, you know. John, he came to Notting Hill, like, which is a massive the most Jamaican area in London, and lived there, and just played with all the heads there, and he just knew that reggae vibe, you know. So when he heard negative vibes, what he done with it? It's amazing, you know. And then Sinead coming in singing, and Jesus, it's just. I was just when I heard, I was in my bedroom and done a maid went, what the fuck is I thought this fella was like I don't know, a doorman or something, or a navvy labourer or something, you know. Yeah. He's like that, you know. But John grew up in a kids' home, and his parents were psychiatric nurses, and they set up a kids' home, you know, in outside Oxford, Wallingford, and they said to John, "Do you want to live with us in the house, or do you want to live with all the kids in the dormitory?" And I thought, go into all the kids, you know. Yeah. So he grew up with all these sort of broken children and helped them, you know, and he saw that in me. I was a bit broken then, and he saw it in Sinead as well. He sort of, you know, a lot of the time sort of helped Sinead, and that's what he does for people, you know. So he's like an angel, and one of the greatest drummers, I'll tell you. While you hear him now on Vicar Street when you get back on the stage.
Yeah. But that kind of healing thing, that's always kind of been a big part of like what you do as an artist. But like, did songs like that, like Negative Vibes, kind of influence that direction that you took in that way?
Yeah, but that was like I thought about it, Lucy. A lot of the men in the area where I was growing up, they'd all been through Christian Brother schools. And they're all sort of battered, you know. They'd all been sort of beaten in them schools, you know, and sort of put down and all. So they sort of carried it on. It was a very sort of, you know, people just put each other down all the time. And they do it in a funny way. But it was still just a bit hard, you know. If you tried to do anything different, you'd be sort of took down a peg or two. So, and then when I started playing music, I started singing in my own accent and singing songs with a reggae tinge. People were very abusive, like where I was from. So I sort of wrote that song to sort of sing to myself if I was getting abused, or sing to them in their face, you know. And it sort of helped me when someone was putting me down. I just sort of sing that under my breath, or I'd sing it straight in their face, you know. And it was great, you know. And whenever someone is, you know, sort of not nice to me, unkind to me, I try to be kind to everybody. If someone's unkind to me, I just sort of sing that song to myself, you know. Yeah,
and obviously, like, the reggae influences were big with you, like Bob Marley and all, like, growing up. Like, what did you kind of connect to his music, like?
I don't know what it was. It was I'm not too sure. I think he came to Dalymount Park in 1981, I think it was, and I know lots of people who had tickets for him. They were in the pub. There's some fella called Bob Marley on Dalymount, but we'll have few jars. We'll go into the last song. A lot of people I've talked to missed them because they were just having a jar instead, and then they realised afterwards, for fuck's sake, Bob Marley. But a lot of people went, and I think the people who went to that concert spread out his music then around Dublin, and ska was big. Madness and all that was big at the time. The sort of ska, the specials and all that was big. That sort of reggae. I don't know what it just it gave you it sort of put you on a good vibration. That beat, that sort of reggae sort of it just done something to your soul. I think, you know, it sort of put you on a good frequency, whatever it was, you know. And they were singing like sort of very songs about what was going on, and historical songs as well, but Marley, and just songs about the uprising and hope and positivity, and it just really hit me and just gave me hope, you know, and sort of gave me I don't know, a bit of a boost. Yeah. Like, obviously another song on this album. The next one is obviously another song about really what was going on when you were growing up. Ghosts of Overdoses. Yeah. You're going to perform that one now, is it? Sure.
Yeah, good.
I kind of wrote this, my friends. I've had some Like I had a cousin who passed away in a bath, an overdose, and another cousin who's been in and out of prison, and but I haven't been directly really, you know, closely hit by that epidemic that hit the city, you know. But just walking through the city, I'd see, you know, what it was doing to communities. And my old kung fu teacher, his wife was from Sean McDermott Street, and she was telling me that everyone that she went to school with was dead except her and her friend, you know, a class of 30 people, you know. So I just try to imagine in this song what it must be like for the poor old parents, you know, to see like their children dying and their neighbours' children dying, and what it done to them communities. So this is and it's a warning, you know, to younger people as well. Famine days drove us here off the land they tried to clear, decimate the inner cities, move them out, bring in the wealthy. They stood back and didn't act. Those in power should have been sacked. Decimate the inner cities, move them out, bring in the wealthy. Hey little baby, I wanna take you from here, I wanna take you away from here. Hey little baby, I don't wanna see you on the gear, 'cause it's so hard to find your way back. Hey little baby, it's every parent's worst fear for their child to end up on smack. There was pills, and there was tabs, there was pain and needle jabs, and the ghosts of overdoses replaced the ghosts of tuberculosis. There was dust, there was liquid you could buy for just a few quid, and escape out of the jungle to return and crawl and stumble. Hey little baby, I wanna take you from here, I wanna take you away from here. Hey little baby, I don't wanna see you on the gear, 'cause it's so hard to find your way back. Hey little baby, it's every parent's worst fear for their child to end up on smack. You lie, I cry, please don't go. You lie, I cry, please don't go. You lie, I cry, please don't go. along these streets. All the ghosts, they walk their beats. Up the flats and into stairwells, where they lie in heroin hell. Little kids, they walk right through them. I just hope that they don't become them.
Yeah, like as you're saying, like that is obviously about the heroin epidemic in Dublin, but it is kind of, it's also about the city in a wider sense and kind of like the history of the city and the history of the people in the city. And like that's an approach that like a lot of singer-songwriters wouldn't have taken at that time. Like where did you kind of get that approach from?
I was always fascinated by history for some reason. I have a vivid imagination, so I could sort of see it in my mind's eye, you know. And I knew that this city, like the population exploded during the Great Starvation, you know. The people sort of limped in off the land and came in to live in the tenements, and it just went from that size to that size, you know. And all the generations in the tenements and sort of that life in there was sort of brutalised a lot of people, and my own people lived in some of the tenements around town, but I don't know, I just sort of people dispossessed off, you know, and starved off their own land, and then they come and live in this the hellhole. It was the worst slum in Western Europe at one stage, you know, the tenements here in the city, and then to sort of end up on, you know, a lot of their descendants on this stuff. They didn't even know what it was when it came in, when the Duns started bringing this stuff in. They didn't know what it was. Just they thought it was like a smoke of hash, you know. And the dealers were selling it. This is just like a bit of hash, you know. And they start doing this stuff, and it wiped out whole communities, you know. So it was I just wanted to write a song about it, just for the parents, you know, of these poor old youths, you know.
Yeah. And like that was one of the first ones you would have recorded with John Reynolds, was it? Yeah. that time going over?
Yeah.
And like obviously the next track we're gonna be playing has Sinead on it, but like obviously like even Brian Eno, having him on some of these songs, like he plays guitar kind of on a couple of tracks throughout it. Like what was it kind of like having someone like him kind of appearing on a record that you'd recorded in London? Like
I just remember there was a song called The Great Gaels of Ireland, and there was a tune at the end of it. And my brother, just Emmett, he's a mechanic, you know. Yeah. Gulliver, I call him. He's a huge man. They call me the tiny, the runt of the litter. The two brothers, you know, the big fellas. But Emmett, he got a barrel on that year, and he said, "Come on this track, will you? Go on and play a bit on this track, you know, the barrel on." And Emma came on and played the barrel on the album, you know, on the credits, you'll see Emma Dempsey barrel on the under Emma is Brian Eno. So I know it was incredible, you know. It's just I was just blown away, and what a beautiful man Brian Eno.
Yeah. John
walks with him in Hyde Park every morning, and sometimes I come along when I'm able to get up out of bed, you know. They go early, and he has a childlike wonder for things. Just a beautiful man to talk to, and such a massive empathy, and just a wonderful man. So I just feel just very grateful that a man like that would choose to play on this album, you know.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah. And then Sinead now appears on the next one we're going to play now. It's All Good.
Sinead, you hear that?
Unreal. Jeez.
Incredible.
Yeah.
She's like a modern day Boudica or Queen Maeve or, you know, Gráinne Well.
Yeah. Do you feel like a kind of creative sort of kindred spirit with her? Like,
I'm one of her underlings.
because she was like an early sort of champion at years. Like, yeah.
Some woman. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. No one can ever sing like she sings, you know. And she was really, really good to me, you know.
Yeah.
Really good to me.
Yeah.
And really took me under her wing, and she's amazing. I learned so much from looking at her, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's a soul singer. She's just gone. When she sings, she's gone. She's away with the fairies.
Yeah. But that was like obviously a re-recording of a track that does appear on your debut album. So like, what made you kind of choose to kind of go at it again with this kind of different approach? Like,
It was John. John sort of said that track is too good to just let go, you know, because the first album died. Ingmar Young and Trevor Wyatt had done all they could, you know. Two good old skins, but just, you know, there was no money to promote the thing, or, you know.
Yeah.
There was no one like Sinead to like champion it, and so it just sort of disappeared. So John just said, we have to. That track is, it's gonna mean something to people. So we have to do it again. You know, we have to really do it and get it out to more people.
Yeah, and Sinead brought it to Massive Attack, wasn't it, at the time?
That's right. Yeah, Massive Attack and Sinead covered it. It was an amazing version, but they didn't release it.
Yeah. Have you heard it? Like,
it was deadly. Yeah, it was deadly. They done great.
You need to leak that.
Oh, I haven't got the thing. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I had it on the CD, but I gave it to my mate and he lost it. Lost that, yeah. It's probably out in Fairley House being sold out the back of the car. Well, I wrote the song in New York. I was working in a bar in New York in Rocky Sullivan's, and the barman George Kornienko, great fella, Celtic jersey, sort of a bit dark looking, but he looked like Finbar Fury. That sort of a curly mullet, a black curly mullet, you know. Hey, Finbar, I used to call him Finbar. He was half Irish, half Lithuanian, but a lovely fella. But he just said to me one night, you know, your music, you're like me, you're very deep, you know. A lot of my friends they don't realise how deep I am. I'm a big rough Brooklyn fucker, but I'm very deep. You're the same. But you just keep doing that. He said, just keep doing that music. It was at 6 in the morning. He stuck on this song by Bruce Springsteen called "Racing in the Street." He said, "Why do you hear the song, Racing in the Street?" And he stuck it on. I was going, Jesus Christ. And he just said, "You're writing that sort of stuff for your people over there. You just keep doing it. It's all good." He said, "It's all good." It's all good. Okay. It's all good. So we're out there.
Yeah.
George Kornienko, great man. He's passed over to the other side, but thanks, George. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
And I just try to think of it. It's all good. I try to be positive, a positive message to people. And I sang the song. I wrote and sang it in the Rocky Sullivan's. I used to play there every week and work in the bar for the rest of the week. You know, bar backing. And I wrote the song and I played it, and it went down well. People liked it, but the outro wasn't on the song.
Mm-hmm.
Love Yourself Today. And I thought there's something missing in the song. What's the most positive thing I could say to people in the song? And I just thought, Love Yourself Today.
Yeah. And obviously that went on to become the title.
When I put that on the end of the song, I started singing it, and then people sort of, they reacted even better, you know, so.
Yeah, like even at the end of gigs, like your gigs, you'd hear people singing that back to you, even like when the lights have gone back up in the room and all, like. Yeah. And like even naming the film you have coming out next month. Why did it take on that name in particular, like?
We have a documentary coming out next month. They were going to call it The Church of Damo.
No.
It sounds like a cult or something, you know. I'd start shooting people at the end of the music. But no, so love yourself today.
obviously another track of yours that a lot of people do have a very kind of deep connection to is Factories, which you're gonna play for us now, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends, at the end of my field, St. Donna's Green, it's sort of the end of my road, and down the end is a train station called Hout Junction in Donamead. And over the bridge there's a little industrial estate, Kilbarrack Industrial Estate, and the 17A, the 17A terminus is there. So I used to work in Finglas on a community employment scheme back in my 20s when I was a struggling, impoverished artist, living on goodwill of friends and family. But they were all telling me to give up the ghost, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. And I done a community employment scheme in Finglas, and I get the bus from Kilbarrack Industrial Estate up there every day, and so it's all factories. And then you pass under the train bridge on the Kilbarrack Road, and then on the right is all the thousands of houses that Donamead, it's sort of terraced houses, so just factories, thousand houses. And I just wanted to paint a picture of my youth around the area and what I saw, and make it cinematic, you know. I think it was after George Kornienko playing me Racing in the Street by Springsteen, you know. I think that inspired me to write just these cinematic sort of pieces, you know, of lyrics and melody. But I'll give it a lash now anyway. Factories, trains and houses, the playground of my youth, the place that left me mute till I threw back my shoulders. Factories, trains and houses, the place that makes some strong and hurries you along. Well, some grow old very quick there. No star ever played the cellar bar, glass and bottle fights. We saw some crazy nights, but then fights do excite you. I'm awoken by a handbrake torn outside. I knew lads who died. That sound chills me inside still. Hout Junction could take you away, and in the hayfields we'd squander the day. And from the corner of Holywell Road, see the sunset over St. Donna's. See the sunset over us all. See the sunset over St. Donna's. Some boys, they want to get me because I hit one back. I still can't hear the crack of his head on the concrete. Doing drugs and drinking, sure it makes you so depressed. But then you think you're blessed when you're dropping a tablet. Troubled years and fighting, should they make you sad, you know? And mommy had to go, but sure, it's best in the long run. Oh, Junction could take you away, and in the hayfields we'd squander the day. From the corner of Holywell Road, see the sunset over St. Anna's. See the sunset over us all. See the sunset over St. Anna's. See the sunset over the world.
Yeah, Jesus. Like obviously that track, like it is about a kind of darker side of your teen years and stuff. But like performing it now, you get like more of a kind of sense of nostalgia or kind of sadness, kind of listening back to them lyrics.
I suppose for all the kids that, are messed up by it, I suppose, I'd feel a bit sad for them, you know. Who didn't make it and who were sort of messed up now, I would feel a little bit sad, but that's life, you know, I mean, for everybody in life, you know. Some people don't make it, some are messed up by all sorts of things in life, you know. Doesn't matter where you're from, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you're from, you know. Everybody is just on this path together, really, you know.
Yeah.
There's people in big mansions and, you know, they're sent away to boarding school and their parents are too busy making money to ever show them any love, and I feel it for them as well, you know.
Yeah.
So we're on the same journey, you know.
Yeah, but as you were kind of saying yourself earlier, like having your brother on this album, like obviously with that track being kind of about where you're from, like having family on the record kind of must have felt special as well. To an extent,
it was
like,
magic.
Yeah.
Magic, yeah. And he was bringing the album around, you know, in his pocket and showing it to people, you know.
Yeah.
But the fellas, he was showing it to who? Brian who? I said, Emmy, you should have been bringing the different pubs in the Donal then.
Yeah.
Brian fucking him. Fuck off, yeah.
But would you have like played together in the house growing up?
Sing songs.
Yeah.
Always sing songs. And my granny's in Cabaret, my granny's down in Irish Town. My uncles and aunties in Coolock and my house in Donamaid and just neighbours' houses, and just that's where they got the love of the sing song from, you know. I think it's a link to our Gaelic past, and there was no instruments, just people just sang, and most people had a song, even if they were brutal, you know. I remember my uncle Freddie used to say, I always wait till Mick sings, you know. And after Mick, I'll sing then. He's brutal. I sound great. Cue. There we go.
Janie Mac. God. Yeah. Well, obviously it would be easier.
Janie Mac, I haven't heard that in years. Janie Mac. Who was Janie Mac?
I don't know. Janie Mac dressed in black. Yeah.
Janie Mac dressed in black.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, we're going to listen to another one now. Jar Song.
Oh, Jesus.
obviously you're name checking a lot of big names on that song.
Big names.
Why those fellas in particular? Like?
And I remember looking at this big poster and it had all the writers, you know, sort of a lot of the famous writers, and I was looking at them going, the mad ones. They were all Catholic. You know, Conor O'Brien, Christy Brown was bleeding lunatic on the gargle, Brendan Bean, and you know, Patrick Kavanagh. Then the Protestant ones were all sort of, you know, a lot saner.
Yeah.
I was going, why is that, you know what I mean? Then you had like Rory Gallagher and Phil Lynott and, you know, Christy Moore and Luke Kelly and, you know, the Dubliners and, you know, all sort of Shane McGowan, you know what I mean? There's something in us that, I don't know, we kind of take it too far, you know, we sort of go to the precipice, I don't know what it's like a Gaelic death wish or something, you know? So that's what I was doing. It was sort of tongue-in-cheek song a bit, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Just sort of trying to realise why we take it so far, you know?
Yeah, but the Shane McGowan reference is based on a true thing that happened to you, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, one minute I was standing there drinking pints of, with Shane, but was it a double gin and tonic and a double peach schnapps in a pint glass. And next thing I woke up with a hoover banging at me head. Jesus. You know, everything was gone and the cleaner was in. Get up, you fucking lush, get out the fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, but it's just, it's a little bit self-destructive, you know?
Yeah.
The artists, you know?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So that's what the song was kind of about, you know? It wasn't, come on out and go in the gargle and get, you know, get in a fight and all, you know? It was sort of just looking at, you look around, you say, what's up, you know? You see another paddy and you take it to the sup. But that's the way they came. So I'm sort of trying to, why did the other heads, you know, Yates and Sean, Beckett and all, sort of were a bit Lockhammer, and why are we so crazy, you know?
Yeah. Jesus,
I was trying to work it out, and that's what just a young fella trying to work this out, you know? Why are we sort of, because, you know, we have a reputation around the world as being, and we do enjoy the drink, you know, but it can't go too far sometimes, you know, so. That's what it was.
Yeah, just exploring that. Yeah, well, obviously self-destructive of a different kind is the next track, obviously, Celtic Tiger.
Celtic Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, we listen to that now. Like a lot of people obviously would kind of agree with the sentiment of that song, but it does feel kind of weirdly ahead of its time when listening to it now. Like, it's bizarre. What kind of influenced that sort of stance you took back then in like 2003? I remember the Celtic Tiger came along and I'd be travelling them and I saw Irish people like fucking around us. They were being rude to staff in airports and all this. Saying, that's not us, you know, we're not like that. They were sort of like, they had this air of superiority. They was going, fuck God, you cunt. Fuck off. You bollocks, no, I'm not having that. Yeah.
And then there was a kid on the streets in Dublin, and he's from the country, but he was alcoholic on the streets. I think he was about 18 or 19. In the papers, you know, and he stole a jacket. It was winter. He stole a jacket, you know, and they put him in Mountjoy for 3 months or something. Jeez. And he's coming down off the alcohol and he hung himself in there, you know. And I said, "You fucking dirty bastards." And Liam Lawler was, you know, he's taking bribes everywhere, and they gave him a sentence for contempt of court. And he picked the days that he'd do. He said, "I can't do it that day now. I'll do a day there in prison, and I'll do a day there." And I was going, "Yeah, fucking," it drove me mad, you know. And just it was like when the Native Americans for me got whiskey, you know. That's what when the Irish got money, you're going, "Oh, yeah, money," you know, because we never really had it before, you know. But you know, we didn't know what to do with it, you know, really. But I smelled the rat with the Celtic Tiger. I smelled the rat, you know.
Yeah.
And the arse fell out of it, but yeah, that's. And Sinead just came up with that line off the top of her head, you know. Fucking genius.
Yeah. But there is
I am
obviously,
your God, you see, you know.
Yeah. like the anger in that though as well. Like, do you still feel that kind of anger looking back at it?
Absolutely, but the housing crisis now, absolutely, it's just the same shit in a different day, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we need to, for the first time ever, vote Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael out of government for the first time since the foundation of the Free State, and get them out.
Yeah.
And they might come back, you know. They might have to change their policies then a bit, you know, and they won't be so grandiose, you know.
Yeah.
And a left-wing coalition I'd love to see.
For sure, yeah.
And if you don't like them, vote Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael back in, but give someone else a chance, you know.
Yeah. Is there kind of anything, if you were like to revisit that song now, is there anything you'd kind of add to that?
Not really.
Yeah, it says it all. It says it all. Yeah. Yeah. Now you're going to perform Apple of My Eye next, yeah? Thanks.
When I saw New York and all the people from everywhere, every rock on the planet, every face there, I couldn't believe all these people living together in peace, you know. You know, you think there'd be a big war but it proves, places like New York prove we can all live together, you know, on the one very small space in peace, you know. And Ireland's getting the same now, and it's beautiful, you know. I think it's beautiful, you know. Anyway. What a brilliant feat. Go west, don't go east. The famine or the feast. We're treated better there. A homeless one is rare. I feel the city's love, the apple of my eye, I cherish her. Everybody's here from all across the earth, tongues and tribes galore. There isn't any war. I feel the city's love, the apple of my eye, I cherish her. I feel the city's love, the apple of my eye, I cherish her. New York, New York, I'm coming. New York, New York, I'm coming. New York, New York, out there. Let's sing one more time. Never lost it. Never lost it.
I heard you saying before, I think, like the first time you heard the recorded version of that track, like here in, what's her name, Caroline Dale, like obviously a world-renowned cello player, like hearing that on your track and all, like, did that just kind of open up a new kind of world for you?
I wept.
In a way.
Wept like a, don't know.
Did you cry?
Oh,
Probably.
wept. Happy tears, you know.
Yeah.
Happy tears are beautiful. Jesus, when you cry, a happy cry is amazing. But yeah, it was like I suppose I just felt validated, you know, because there was lots of years of people telling me, give up, you're going nowhere, like, get a job, you lazy bastard, you. It's, you know, you tried. Yeah, fuck. Just give up the ghost, will you? You know, so it was just validation, you know.
Yeah. But so, even like, I suppose, like since that kind of time you spent in New York and kind of seeing that all for yourself, like with everything kind of that's been going on there in the last few years, has your relationship with America and that kind of romanticized America kind of changed a bit?
I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah.
Haven't been over there because I used to go over and do a tour and I come back with a bill, you know. So, so I'm paying to go and do work over there.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid, I'm paying. Good luck. And I bought a house in Donal, you know, where I'm from. Cheap now. It was cheap. It was so once I got the mortgage, I couldn't afford to be going over there anymore and coming back with a bill, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have like a safe house now. I call it a safe house because anybody who's in there, they're safe. And there's never you have it on the wall, written on the wall in pen with Sharpie.
Yeah.
No raised voices. No negative vibes. No schmelting, I think it is. Schmelting means, you know, no someone wrecking your head, like melting you. Fucking melter, you know. We call it schmelting. It's like getting schmelted, you're melting, you know. But even worse, getting schmelted like in an iron, you know, an ironworks. So yeah, and zero negative vibes, and just so I have a house there. There's not been one round it since I've been in the house.
Jeez.
No raised voices. Only me at 6 a.m. with the pike going, making holes in the wall, you know, screaming at the ghosts.
That's the way to live.
Screaming at bad ghosts.
Ah, yeah. They deserve it. So the next song I think we're going to listen to is Industrial School.
Oh Jesus, there's a bad ghost there now.
Yeah.
But I wish them all the best. I wish them all the best. Another hit. Number one. Across the world.
No, but tracks like that do feel like obviously throughout the album, But that one maybe in particular, it does feel like you're telling like a social history of Ireland. Like, was that kind of something you were consciously setting out to do?
Yeah. It was just, I think when you give people, a certain group of people, too much power over other people, they had too much power over us, you know, and should never give people that much power over other people, because they just, bad ones rise to the top, you know, because they're ruthless and they abuse it then. So I think I still go to the church. I still go into the Catholic church when it's open in the day when there's nobody there. I go in and say a prayer to all the good people. And you know, a true Christian is a great person. You know, my grandmother's a true Christian, and she give you the shirt off her back. You know, they believe, the true Christian believes, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know. So I don't know where them fuckers were coming from. It was pure evil. Pure evil is the exact opposite what it was meant to fucking be, you know. So blatant anyway.
Yeah.
So and that's a big problem. I think all the scandals came out and it pushed people away from the spirituality, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people now who don't believe in anything anymore. And I think that's dangerous.
Yeah.
At the least, you should be agnostic. You should say, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
I suppose we should all say we don't know, but I believe in something else because I've seen it and I felt it a lot of times. So I have to tell other people because I've seen it and felt it, you know. So I wouldn't not tell people at the risk of being called a fucking lunatic or a crackpot.
Yeah. But like, not a lot of people at that time in 2003 were kind of publicly talking about kind of industrial schools and what went on there. Like, even though a lot of people knew, it wasn't really something that was kind of being discussed openly.
Yeah. Well, I had Sinead as a mentor, Christy Moore as a mentor. They were talking about these things, you know, so it's just, you know, it was easy for me that they were doing it when it was really not cool, you know, so
yeah.
I was just following my mentors.
Yeah, sure. And another kind of running in from that one, another track, obviously, that's kind of grounded in Irish history. Next one is Great Gaels of Ireland. We'll listen to that one now, I think. Is it mad hearing your brother on it now? Listening back to it now?
That was then my brother and Emma on the bow down there, yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
But he's only playing it a year. He always says, if I'd have been lucky like you and gone into an instrument when he was younger and instead of going on, you know, mechanicking, I'd have been bigger than you, but he says, you're bigger than me, 6 inches. But I was reading up about, you know, the Celts and how the women, you know, were more often than not leaders, and they led armies into battle. And you know, I just thought that they were sort of subjugated when Roman Catholic Church came here. They were to put the women down, and I think the women are rising again. You know, so it's St. Bridget's Day.
Yeah.
We'd have to get St. Bridget's Day, the 1st of February.
Sure.
You know.
Definitely.
You know that the women are rising again, and if I'm honest with you, I think give the women a chance for 500 years at ruling the world. I think they do a better job. I think a lot of men have messed it up. Yeah. We have the testosterone, you know. That drives us fucking mad, you know.
Speaking of that, though, you do kind of run in from that track to a very different kind of side of Irish history on the next track, the like marching season siege.
Yeah.
Like, was it intentional kind of running from talking about the Great Gaels of Ireland then into a very kind of a different history of Ireland?
Well, when they were sort of saying the Great Gaels of Ireland and the Great Gaels of Scotland, I was sort of meant like the loyalists in the north. They're the Great Gaels of Scotland. That's who they are, you know. But they've been brainwashed into thinking that they're different people. They're Celts, they're Gaels, you know. They're sort of Celtic people, and it's mad that the hatred, you know, for Celtic people, the Celtic people hating each other. It's just so strange to see. I was out in Australia and I was in a hotel and there was a swimming pool and a hot tub there, you know. There was a fella there in the hot tub like that, you know, tattoos and all, big moustache and all like that, you know. But saying, Jesus Christ, he looks a bit rough. I said, I'm not getting in the hot tub. I don't give a fuck, I get in the hot tub. And going in and we were sitting there and so he looked real Irish, you know. And sorry, he said, where are you from? He had a Belfast accent. I said, Dublin. Was you Belfast there? The north, I sort of said the north, and he said, I'm Shankill Road. And I was like, Jesus, right. And what had you down in Australia? And he says, my parents got me out of there in the late 70s, you know, because it was going mental, you know. And he told me a story about what was going on in Belfast, where he was from at the time, you know, madness. And we got chatting, and as kids, his daughters came out at the pool and got into the hot tub. They were lovely kids and the Australian accents. And he said to me, if I'd have stayed in Belfast now, I wouldn't have spoke to you, you know. That's so sad, isn't it? Yeah. You know, I wouldn't have spoke to you. Jesus. So the fact that he went out there, so that's a big problem up there, you know. We have to, I suppose we have to just give them the heads a big hug and say we're not the enemy, you know. Yeah. You know, we're the same peoples, you know, same people. Yeah. And we respect each other. They're warriors, you know. They're, you know. And the old George Bestow, he said, as you know, I'm an Irishman. You know, people say I'm not British, I'm Irish, you know. And Van Morrison, they're great. They're incredible. They're a great old sect of people up there, you know. And we just I suppose it'll happen, you know. It'll come where, you know, forget borders and all, and forget United Ireland and all. It'll happen where we just get on with everybody, you know. Yeah.
Sure. You know? Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll listen to that track now then, Marching Season Siege. And that one kind of then, it does lead into what was originally the hidden track on the Irish release, which is the title track. Was there a reason that was hidden at the time? Was that just how they did it back then?
It was John. He was sort of, I was sort of just, you know, you're like a headless chicken sometimes. Some of us are in their 20s, you know. You know what I mean? Not you, you're an old soul. You know what I mean? Some of us are like headless chickens. We was sort of. So John was sort of, that song would fit better there, and he was, you know, an old elder. Making, he sees things I don't, you know, and he'd be great counsel. So he'd be doing all that, you know.
Yeah. And even like the way that song sees the day, kind of about living a life with no regrets and kind of.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Do you feel like, kind of looking back now, 18 years on, like you've kind of lived that life in a way?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's been great, just travelling the world, meeting people from New Zealand and Australia and around the States, you know. There's great people in the States, you know. Great people, you meet great people over there. You get a bad impression by Washington, the politicians, but you go into the country then, you know, out and meet the people and they're great. And Canada, I've been blessed, you know, and been spending a lot of time in Berlin. That's the best city in the world, I think, you know. Yeah. You can walk around anywhere. You never get a hiding, never get a box in the head, ever. It's great, the most peaceful city in the world ever. You can walk around like any hour and never feel threatened or so cities can work, you know. Cities can work, but yeah, I've had a great journey, you know. So I feel just blessed, and anything now else is a bonus, you know.
Yeah. Are there plans? Something coming up soon, or?
Yeah, an EP in the new year.
Cool. Nice.
Good songs. 4 crackers.
Okay.
4 crackers. And maybe a show in the Abbey, one-man show in the Abbey Theatre as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's you know, I never wanted fame or fortune. I think that destroys lots of artists, you know, because it sort of disconnects them from their community, you know, and that's a dangerous thing. So I think you're better off just being in the middle, just a little amount of success, you know, instead of being huge. I reckon that's better, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm glad it was never the. Well, I didn't, you know. The stuff I sing would never be like, you know, on the radio stations, you know, because it's more. I don't know. It's not good enough. The voice is Marmite, you know, so that suits me. Thank God.
I know.
Some love it, some hate it.
No.
But the ones that love it really love it. So it's good enough. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, man.
Well, thanks a million to you, obviously, for sharing the album with us again, with all of us here tonight. Like,
Thanks, Lucy.
yeah,
You're brilliant.
It's been deadly.
Thanks
now.
very much.
And it's been lovely, obviously, having you part of this whole series. You know, it was supported by the Department of Tourism Culture, and obviously produced by Hot Press, and with Aidan Shortall of Up Close and Personal Promotions. But yeah, it's been unreal.
Well,
and I think
you're brilliant and you're a great writer. Thanks very much, Lucy.
No, thank you.
Thank to Joey on sound there,
Yeah.
and Mark Hogan and Aidan.
And you're gonna close us out now, I think.
Aidan Short and Niall
yeah.
Stokes as well. It's,
Is he
and
back
all
there?
the crew. It's amazing. Thanks very much.
Perfect.
You give it a lash, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna finish up with Seize the Day, and maybe it's all good as well.
Will you sing along? Lodge it. Grab the bull by the horns. Come on and seize the day. I say, hey, and look to Jah, Shala. There's work to do, tell the live. So don't give in, 'cause someday you'll win. I say, hey, you don't want no regrets when you look back. Yeah, seize the day. I say, hey, sure at least you know you gave this life a cry. I say, hey, and look, the Jah, there's a work to do, to live. So don't give in, 'cause someday you'll win. Last time I called you. Should I be living every day like it was my last? Come on, everyone. Time it goes so fast. Will I be living every day like it was my last? Come on, everyone. Time it goes so fast. Will I be living every day like it was my last? Come on, everyone. Time it goes so fast. I'm living every day like it was my last. Come on, everyone. Cause the time it goes so fast. Whoa. Fair fucking play to you. To hear an audience singing, hear you singing along is magical. Thanks so much, guys, for singing along. But I always say this: give the mirror a big kiss. I love you, you bollocks. Tell the mirror, I love you, you bollocks. You want to see your lip prints on the mirror in the morning? And my mirrors in my house, there's lip prints all over in every mirror. It's better than the fist, isn't it? But, and you have to, I don't mean in an arrogant way, you have to love your eyesight, your hearing, your speech, your heart, your lungs, all your organs. It's incredible what's happening within us. It's an inner universe, and it's living and breathing. It's amazing, and we should give thanks for it and just love it, you know. So thanks very much for listening tonight, and you're a beautiful audience. Gordon Mila Mahgwith. Thanks a lot. It's for the Crownings down there, and they all Kieran on Black. On the Hot Press team. They're incredible. God bless Hot Press. God bless Hot Press. I am an angry man, yeah. I vent it when I can, yeah. On the bag, not the skag. The negativity, yeah. Pushed on the young paddy, yeah, it's a shame. Who's to blame? And when the baby cries, yeah, she has been criticized, yeah, being put down. It's passed down. But it's all good, it's all good. All I say to you today, it's all good, sure it's all good. All I say to you today, and positivity, yeah. It is the way for me, yeah, it is true. It is youth. They tried to keep us down, yeah. They hide the High King's crown, yeah, from the Gaels. Coughlan, Wales. And to survive this thing, yeah, you have to be the king, yeah. Grasp the wealth of yourself. But it's all good, it's all good. All I say to you today, it's all good. Sure, it's all good. All I say to you today. Love yourself today. Okay, okay. Love yourself today. Okay, okay. Love yourself Nice brother, nice smart over. Okay, okay. Well, fair. Thank you, great. So, Neil, not here. Neil, please. Lucy, come to me.